New update to MarcEdit that'll be available in MarcEdit 5.5, which should be out April 2011, is something to help administrators, users that are in a network setting where a single administrator is responsible for installing all of the software on a machine. One of the things that MarcEdit had added to it within the last year was the automatic update tool. It was the tool here that allows you to check for automatic updates. When an update is available, MarcEdit will pop up a prompt that allows users to automatically download the update and install. Obviously on versions of, and I should mention that this updating tool is specific to Windows. If you're on Linux and Mac and running the application through Mono, you're responsible for your own updates. The prompt will show up, but you're not able to download the update. Instead, you will be redirected to the website where you can download a copy of the zipped files and then copy the changed files to your hard drive. And you're pretty much updated at that point. But on Windows, it's a little bit more of a difficult process. And so the automatic update tool allows users to download the updated version of MarcEdit, install it, and basically allows them to keep up to date. Well, within a network setting, within an enterprise environment, more and more universities are moving to an infrastructure where a single administrator or administrative group has administrative rights over machines, and they're the only ones that can install and update software. Well, this is problematic, mostly problematic for machines running Windows 7 or Windows Vista, but if a systems group has set up group permissions on Windows XP, the same thing shows up. So what I've done in MarcEdit is I've added a new permission set that should allow administrators who work with the software and install MarcEdit to essentially embed administrative rights into the application so that the application can go ahead and do that automatic update so that that administrator isn't forced to constantly update the MarcEdit application, since the application gets updated fairly frequently. So let me show you how this works. In Preferences, there's an Updates key, and there's an option to check for automatic updates. This is what allows MarcEdit to go out and check to see if there's an update available. And new in MarcEdit 5.5 is these sections here to be able to mark and include a user account that has the ability to update the MarcEdit application. Obviously, this doesn't have to be an administrator account to have permissions over the entire application. You can actually set group policies so that MarcEdit can only install itself. It's really up to you. But what you can do is you can go ahead and set this up. And basically what we need to include is we need to include the domain that this username is under. So if it's a network domain that has the administrative rights, or if it's the local user on the machine, so we enter in our domain. And in this case, we can enter in a domain. This is your PC domain. Then we would enter in a username, and I've just tossed one in here. Maybe it's admin, maybe it's administrator, maybe it's some other name that's been set up like MarcEdit update, and then a password. So you enter in your password. And in MarcEdit, in order to protect passwords, MarcEdit uses the AES password formula with a 128-bit salt that will encrypt the password and store it. I mean, obviously no password is 100% secure, but I think that in general I try and make a good faith effort to make it so that in reality very few people, specifically people most likely working on your desktop, those desktops are going to be able to pull the administrative password if needed. Anyways, you enter that information, you tell it to apply. MarcEdit will apply that information, it'll store it, and the next time that the user is working on their PC and a MarcEdit update comes up, if they go ahead and say OK and tell MarcEdit to update itself, MarcEdit will pull these user permissions and will execute the MSI file, the installation file, using these permissions as the user that's installing the application. And even if the user who's on the machine doesn't have administrative permissions, as long as the user information included here does have those permissions, then the application will be able to update itself.